So we're going to have some fun with face yoga now. You want to put a little bit of oil or cream. This is an oil, Ayurvedic oil. I don't know if you can see it there. It's backwards, I believe. But anyway, you don't need anything fancy. Coconut oil, olive oil, uh, that will do. Whatever you cook with. Just going to put a little oil on the areas that we're going to be working on. So pretty much the whole face, just not the, well, actually, just put it everywhere. And also a little bit on the neck. Now, the way you do it also matters. So you might want to, find your way of not stretching the skin in the wrong direction. So now face yoga is actually this new wave of things going on, but it really works actually. But it takes you regularity. You have to do it often. If you can do it once in a while and it's still going to have benefit, just like if you did a yoga class once in a while, but you know what it's like when you do it more frequently, more regularly. Those body parts seem to be just more mobile and happier. So I'm going to say the face is a little bit like that too. It does gather a lot of tension. We're going to start with some facial massage and then we're going to move into some exercises, okay? We're just going to start with something simple. We're going to make 2 hooks with our peace sign fingers. And we're going to start at the chin and we're going to massage the jaw muscles right from the chin all the way up to the ears. Taking deep breaths. Okay, do this with us because I'm not going to do this for that long. So you're pressing in with your knuckles and you're gently, with some pressure, but not too much pressure. That's it. Yeah. Right from the chin. So fingers to the chin and then pulling up. So one finger's going under the jaw, the mandible, and one finger's going above it. And so you're getting, and this is the area that, you know, I don't know why it happens, but this is the area that gets really tight. And it's partly because of neck muscles being tight, it's partly because of jaw being tight, maybe glands, and also lymph drainage may not be so good. So I don't know, a lot of people have this thing. So the path of the lymph goes like this, goes down, out, and down in front of the ears, and also behind the ears. So we can now move this to the same fingers to below the cheekbone and above the cheekbone, pulling out, just like this. And if you want to put a little more pressure, you can do it with your fingers, but I prefer using my knuckles. It just feels better. Still breathing deeply. So we're pulling gently. We're not really trying to stretch the skin. We're trying to massage those. Actually, we're trying to manipulate the connective tissue, but we're affecting the muscles and the skin at the same time. You can make more pressure and go right in between the zygomatic bone and the mandible. So sort of like in line with the corner of your mouth. And then we can even make some circles right here in this little triangle in front of the ear with all knuckles or just one knuckle or fingertips if you prefer. But fascia responds a little better to some kind of a hard surface. So that's why I'm using my knuckles. That's what the gua sha is all about. You know, that stone tool that people use to massage the face. The only thing, and I love it, I just don't, it's surface. So we're getting deeper right now. We're getting into places that I'm pretty sure 90% of people clench their jaw. I don't know the facts, but from everyone I've met, pretty much, I would say almost all of them clench their jaw at some point or another. So now we can use the fingertips and actually give cheek massage, nice and firm, but hitting all the right spots. Taking deep breaths. Open your mouth and say ah, and then follow the line of tension just with a little bit of a dragging pressured finger. I'm using my middle finger because it's the strongest. And I'm going right from here this way, then a little lower, then a little lower, then a little lower. And what I'm doing is I'm freeing up the tension here. You can go the opposite way too, but I feel like more is resolved in this direction. So right from the edge of the mandible forward. Okay, so now we're going to do just some gentle tapping under the eyes from the edge of the nose all the way to the temple. We don't want to drag fingers in this area because we don't want to stretch the skin. We could increase the wrinkles that way. You can also tap right above the cheekbones if that feels good. This is also good for sinuses, by the way. We're going to finish off with a sinus drainage stroke. Okay, and then we're going to stick our thumbs. Well, let's maybe not stick them in right away, but we're going to rub our, here. We're going to move our thumbs, roll our thumbs over the skin in the bone area between the bridge here into the first little bit of the eyebrow. And you can even go under a little bit too, under the eyebrow, so under the hood. And just kind of loosen things up a little bit. Take deep breaths. Okay, now hopefully your fingernails aren't too long. We're going to stick the thumbs, the tips of the thumbs up, kind of like under the hood a little bit, and just hold it there for about 10 seconds, breathing, with just as much pressure as you feel okay giving. Okay, and release. Of course, your eyes might have a little bit of a experience. Then we go back to our peace sign knuckles, and we're just going to roll our knuckles one under the or like below that bone and one above that bone. Be gentle. We don't want to pull the skin too much either, but there's these muscles right here, especially right here, just below the hair on the eyebrow, the frowning muscles, they really need to be worked out. So if you prefer fingertips, go ahead. And when you feel like you've done that as much as you can, then just kind of maybe give a little circular motion over the bottom, just the bottom of the eyebrow and the top of the crease here. So a little bit of a massage, and then we'll massage above it. Just some kind of pressured movements. You can just drag it if you'd rather, or you can take your time with all your fingers. And then let's end up at the temples, just on the outside of the eyes. You can slow it down. You can even go into the hairline if that feels good. Okay, And then we're going to drag our fingers across the forehead with pressure and kind of finishing off at the temples. A couple more times. Okay. Hopefully your hair is not done too nicely. We're going to massage the scalp. And the way I like to do it is I sort of put my hands like this, and then I push my whole scalp in a circle. Some people like do surface scrub, but my goal is to loosen the connective tissue that is holding all my scalp muscles. Making circles is the easiest way for me, but if you find another way better for you, then go ahead and use that. And we don't really want to miss any places. We want to kind of get to all the parts of the scalp. Sort of like when you wash your hair. And the pace that you do it at also makes a difference. Sometimes it feels better to go faster, and sometimes it feels better to go slower. So you just, you know, go with how it feels. And then finally, what I like to do is I take the fingers like this at the back of the head and I just push and come down. So from the back, pulling down toward the neck several times. And this is starting our lymph drainage, because the lymph also comes down through the back, which is a lot of that that we're always doing. It's gathering and sometimes getting blocked because of the tension. So now that we've done that, we'll work on the lymph that comes down the sides of the neck in toward the collarbone area. Actually, it goes below the collarbone. And actually, one side takes more than the other, and I can't remember which side it is, but you might feel it. I think it's the right side that has more of a drainage flow. So we're going to start at the forehead now, drag it down across the cheeks, one finger or a couple fingers behind the ear and a couple fingers in front of the ear, dragging down. You don't want to push too hard, okay? So down across the cheeks, one finger on either side of the ear, pressure down the neck towards the collarbone. A few more times. You might already feel some changes happening there. Sometimes plugged ears become unplugged. It can also cause a tickle when there's some phlegm that's being moved. Okay, so now we're ready for some face yoga. Okay, so we're going to start with the cheek and lip line lifter. So index fingers on the labial lines and lift. Okay, so index fingers on the labial lines and lift. Now press the tongue against the upper lip. Trust me, these are all going to be funny, okay? Don't look at yourselves. I mean, you can laugh at me. Okay, I got hair somewhere stuck. All right, fingers pressed against the labial lines. Then you're going to bring your tongue to your upper lip and then try to smile. Keep pressing the fingers. Okay, release. So we all know lion's breath, right? We're gonna do lion's breath, but we're gonna lift the chin up as high as we can. So the tongue's gonna come out and you're gonna try to touch your chin. Your eyes are gonna look up as high as they can look, and you're gonna reach your chin up toward the ceiling. So we're gonna take a deep breath in and exhale and come back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, chin up, tongue out, eyes up. Deep breath. And again, exhale. All right. Now we're going to do a little bit for the cheeks and the lips. We're going to pucker up and we're going to send our chin. Actually, we'll do that one after. We're going to pucker up and we're going to bring the kiss to the right and kiss to the left like this. Come on, everyone. Pucker up. Kiss to the right, kiss to the, you're not really kissing. You're just, I don't know, pouting. Keep breathing. Okay, and rest. You might be feeling all the facial muscles that have to work already in these exercises. And you'll be surprised, just like the body, the muscles atrophy and they stop moving so much when we don't move them enough. So we need to keep doing this. Well, it's advisable. Okay, so now we're going to pucker up and send the chin up, and then we're going to do the same exercise with the chin up like this. Okay, and rest. And you might feel that in the neck, and that's one of the ways that we help keep the neck toned as well. Okay, this next one requires a spoon or a pen. I forgot to mention the pen. Do you have something like a spoon or a pen? I'm gonna close this up. This is not my favorite exercise, I admit, and you can't use your teeth. You can't cheat. So we're gonna strengthen some of the mouth muscles. So we're gonna put the pen or the spoon. Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm, mm, mm. You're gonna lift it up, lower it down, lift it up, lower it down. Okay. That was tiring, wasn't it? All right, so a smile is probably good right about now. Okay, now we're going to use the tongue on the inside of the mouth, sort of like we're pushing the tongue to the inside of the lip, but also right where it attaches into the I don't know, where the end of it is, right? Where the attachments are. So we'll start up at the top. It doesn't matter which way you go. Just go in a circle nice and slow. We'll go about 5 circles in one direction and then 5 circles in the other direction, but slowly. Make the biggest circle you can. Okay, and then make sure you go the opposite direction. And that is tiring. If any of you snore, this is a good exercise to help keep that muscle around there that gets all lax, which makes people snore. That one, there's a bunch of other exercises for that as well, but we're going to stick with the face yoga right now. So now we're going to smile with resistance. So this will be interesting. So your index fingers go to like where the dimples would be. And then you're going to press your lips together, like you're tucking your lips inside your teeth. And then you're going to try to smile by pushing this in, and then there's a resistance. Keep breathing. And release. Okay, now we're just going to pucker up and stay puckered, okay, for a bit. So you're just, but you don't want to squeeze the muscles too much here, but you want to send the lips forward. So it's sort of like that duck face that everyone makes in their selfies. Almost like, I haven't perfected it yet either, but yeah, not too much tension. And relax. There's some muscles that are working in there that have to do that. These muscles, we want them to be firm and active. Okay, so we're going to do something called the mouth wrinkle eraser. So we're going to make an O with our mouth, and we're going to massage the corners of our mouth in a circular motion. Keep breathing. A few more rounds there of breath. Okay. So now we're going to do the cheek sculptor. We're going to pull the face back with the index fingers. So about here, okay, just a little bit in front of the ear, index fingers pressing down. And then with the ring finger, we're going to put that on the labial lines, or is that what they call them? Yes. And then, so both fingers, both these two fingers, the index and middle, are pulling the skin and the muscles, not just the skin, the muscles back. And then press hands against face and try to smile. Press lips together too. So now we're doing a little bit more of an intense one than we did before. Okay. That one's a hard one for me. I don't know about you. So this next one is, we're going to try to exercise the muscles right under the eye. And this is not an easy thing to do. And I really haven't mastered it, but I'm going to do my best to show you. So what we're going to do is we're still pulling the skin back the way we just did. And now we're going to don't think about squinting, but think about lifting your lower lid. Watch, I don't know if you can see it. So this muscle, I'm trying to pull this up. Pull the bottom eyelid up, okay? But of course, other muscles are going to try to get involved. Okay. So we tried to do our under eye lift. And then we're going to do an eyebrow lift. Now, this one is really good. So you press your hands against your forehead. Like you can do it like this or just one hand. I'm going to put one hand on top of the other. And then you're going to try to raise your eyebrows. So you don't want this skin to move. And then you're going to go. So now you're controlling the muscle movement to here. So press your hands against your forehead and raise your eyebrows. Raise and lower, raise and lower, raise and lower. Okay. I know you look crazy. All right. So there's still a few more that I'd like to get to. So this one's called the binoculars. Now you're going to use your fingers like this and press them against the bone, the ocular bone, okay? And then you're going to try to open your eyes really wide, but you're not going to use these muscles. That's why you're pressing them. So you're doing your best to not let these muscles activate. Stretching, we're stretching or exercising the muscles around the eyes to keep them open. Okay, and release. Yeah, that's an interesting one. We're going to do one more. It's called blowfish. So you're just going to and hold it, just like when we were kids and we wanted to hold our breath till we can get something, threatening to kill ourselves from holding our breath. But instead, you're going to blow the air into all of whatever can blow up in the front of the mouth. So let's do that. Ready? Take a deep breath in and release. And a lot of people like to finish off with like a little bit of a, close your eyes and you kind of feel this relaxation in the muscles of the face just by almost like raindrops with your fingers. Okay, there. So we'll close with an om and we'll just leave it there for a few breaths. Take a deep breath in. Om. Namaste, everyone. Namaste. Have a great night. Hope to see you soon.